How are you?
I'm alright. I'm okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
Well, my name is Joy, as you know from our previous sessions.
Right.
So how are you doing today, Jacob?
I'm just not feeling myself. Um,
You're not feeling yourself.
no, I'm not feeling like myself.
Mhm. So what do you mean when you say that you're not feeling like yourself? Tell me what's
Um,
going on.
it's been really sad.
Mhm.
I found myself being, very irritable here lately.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I have, yeah, in a way. I mean, I know men are not supposed to cry, but
Mhm.
as they say, but I just been really tearful. I've been really sad, just really sad. I found myself just crying a lot.
Mhm. Well, why? What's bringing on these episodes? Has something happened recently that's causing the sadness, or?
Um, well, to be completely honest with you, um, I got laid off
Mhm.
about 3 months ago,
Okay.
and I'm living back with my brother, with my sister and her brother, and her fiance. I mean, her wife. Excuse me. Sorry,
Mhm.
her husband.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Just it's just been a long day, but yeah, I've been living with them, and it's been a little rough. I'm trying to adjust to that, and like I said, I was working at a plant. I was working as a heavy equipment manager, and I've been doing it now for 25 years.
Mhm.
It's something that I love to do. Um, you know, I was good at it, and they let me know. And I noticed that you know my the feeling of sadness and being irritable and all this stuff happened
Mhm.
when after I got laid off from work.
Okay. So
And
you said you had been working there for 25 years.
yeah, I've been working for 25 years.
Okay. Up until that point where you living by yourself, up until you had to move in with your sister.
Actually, I was. I had married.
Mhm.
I met the love of my life, and we actually got divorced about 15 years ago.
Okay.
And um, we were married for 8 years.
Mhm.
And so during that time, of course, we had a house, we had all those sorts of things. And I don't know, just kind of after that, it just kind of, I mean, it's been 15 years, I know it's been 15 years, but I just haven't really wanted to date anybody else. I haven't shown any romantic interest in anybody. And, I mean, my job was my everything. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed working and doing that job. So,
Okay. So, how's the relationship with your sister and your brother-in-law?
um, it's good. I mean, I just feel like I guess I'm feeling out of control pretty much of my future.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is that, being there is kind of putting me back. Like I'm not able to do for myself. And I feel like I'm in their way. And I mean, I know that they have their own life. And I just want to have my own space again. But I just financially, I just haven't been able to get back up on my feet.
Right.
And so,
So those feelings, are they validated by your sister, or is it just the way you're feeling? Has
it's
she
just
done or said anything to make you feel that way? No.
they haven't. I mean, they've treated me well. But it's just I know that um, it's just been hard, and they know that I really enjoyed what I did, and they sympathize with me, but at the same time, it's been hard.
So, I'm just gonna kind of recap some of the information that you've given me. So basically, you went from being married, happily married to the love of your life. You and her divorced. So that was kind of a setback. But you've had this job that you've worked for 25 years, and that was kind of your life. You revolved around your job. So you recently lost your job, had to move back to your hometown with your sister and brother-in-law, and you've just been feeling like, just sad and very irritable and kind of temperamental and just trying to figure out where to go from here.
Yeah. And Joy, I've always I've always been able to support myself. This is the first time that I haven't been able to financially support myself. I grew up going on a farm, and I constantly had to work really hard for everything that I got. And so, to know that I've put in 25 years into this job and now they laid me off, I just feel uncertain about my future. I feel like, I did everything right, but now I'm in a position where I can't. I'm with my sister and her husband, and it's just not ideal. It's just not ideal.
So is it just hard grasping the concept of having to need someone or needing uplifting or?
Yeah, I mean it is. It really is. And I mean, my sister, she's really cool, but it is hard because I moved away. I was living in Atlanta for some time, and I had to move back home to Winston, and it was just I miss it, And like I said, I had my own life. I established my own life. I don't think that my wife. I mean, even though my wife, I miss her a lot. I mean, not. But like I said, my job, me being able to support myself was my main priority, and I like that. After her, I mean, I just went to work, and I enjoyed it.
So have you always been very independent?
Yes, I've always been ever since I was a kid. Always I worked. Like I said, I was on the farm. I worked all the time, and I truly enjoyed it. I mean, I had to go and I had to be self-sufficient. I had that. I mean, my parents instilled in me a strong work ethic, and on our farm we had to, you work for the food that we got. I mean, came from the farm, from the vegetables to even the milk that we got from the cows. I mean, it was all products from what we did, from what we made. And I just feel like now that I'm out of control of my life. I'm just saying.
So you've never been in a predicament where you have had to depend on anybody. So now you feel like that's what's causing you to feel like you're out of control of your life.
Yeah.
Are there any positives associated with anything that's going on right now?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
because by growing up on a farm, I'm pretty sure that at one point you were very close to your family. By moving far, so far away, I'm pretty sure you didn't really have that connection. Things like that. How do you feel about that, being back around your family?
I mean, I like it. The only reason why I moved to Atlanta is because of the job, and it was just an opportunity. And it was sad for me at first, but then I really enjoyed it because I knew that I explained it to my family why I was doing it, and I still came around. I mean, it wasn't like I never came back home. I came for Christmases, I came for holidays. I always had presents to give and things to do, and I just can't do those things anymore. And then, and I know I keep talking about the negative, but I just can't. And another thing that's been going on, I was recently diagnosed with a COPD and emphysema, and it just makes it hard, and I have arthritis too, so it's just painful. It's just everything is just painful, and you know, they told me actually the reason why that they said. I mean, I was still looking at going back into heavy equipment, like my job, but all of these other things are starting to add up. And now they're telling my physicians telling me I can't even go back to do what I've been doing forever because of my health. Yeah, I was laid off from my job, but now I can't even go back to something that I love to do, even in my hometown of Winston. So it's just, I think that in itself is causing a lot.
Right, and that's completely understandable. I know that the heavy equipment operation was a primary source of income for you. That's what you did for 25 years. But at this present time, knowing that you can't go back due to health issues, are there any other occupations or things that you think that you might be interested in doing that can kind of work or be um, beneficial to you without the strain of having to irritate your health issues that you have going on?
I haven't really thought of it, but I mean maybe that I can look at that into consideration. I mean I do volunteer, volunteer at the food pantry, and I do enjoy that. I mean even though I don't have a lot to give. I like to give my time, and I like to do for others. And so volunteering at the local food pantry has been very rewarding, and it has helped. But of course, I'm not getting that monetary return back.
Right.
Even though it's not all about money, it's still hard.
Right. Well, maybe you can look into, like, is the doctor saying that she like can indefinitely not go back to work at all, or is it just back to the heavy equipment?
Just heavy equipment because of just the COPD, emphysema, and arthritis and stuff like that. So he's just saying that that's where the environment is probably been too harsh for me and it's taking its toll. So he never said I just couldn't work, and I just said research and then find some other profession that he likes to do for.
Are you having trouble finding work that where you're volunteering, or are you just volunteering to help take up some time?
I mean, I've had like odd jobs here and there, but I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. It's just, like I said, I've been doing this thing for this routine, my routine, but I didn't.
Have these life changes that you've experienced, that they caused you to consider, harming yourself or harming somebody else? Like, have you had like suicidal ideation, or just kind of feeling low and down, not really knowing what to do or where to go from here?
I will say that I do have a passion for taking care of animals.
Okay.
I currently have several animals. I've rescued. I've rescued one of my dogs that I have. I also have 2 cats, and I just enjoy being with them. But I mean, yeah.
So animals.
Yeah.
So, have you looked into maybe finding work with, veterinary hospital somewhere, needing, help or something?
I thought about it, but it hasn't. I was like, I might be too old. I'm 45. I'm old.
I'll tell you this, you are never too old. As long as you have a will to want to do something, and nowadays a lot of employers don't really look at the age, because they look at somebody that's going to be there. And I know the local veterinary hospital here in Greensboro, they actually hire a lot of college age students, but it's more like temporary work. And I'm pretty sure they would love to have somebody that your age and your work history, where it's consistent and to kind of keep around. So that might be something to look into.
Okay.
Even if it's just a couple days a week, it's giving you something to do. You'll be making money doing it.
Okay.
So right now, if you had to prioritize your issues of what's really making you sad, what do you think would be the top thing that's causing you the sadness and irritability?
Just my financial situation.
The finances. So definitely we might want to go from, and you can still do the volunteer, but maybe when you look into, getting you some work.
Right.
Something that you can, get compensated for your time and energy that you're putting into it.
Okay.
Sometimes just making that small stuff, like I said, it could be a couple days a week, it could be part-time, it could be, fill in, but just something where, you're getting the income coming back in. I think that will kind of boost your morale.
Yeah, it will. I think it will. I mean, like I said, and then I've been on the wait list for public housing and public assistance, and it just haven't come through yet. So that's also one of the things that's kind of on the back burner in my mind. But definitely, I can see myself, going into veterinary, being a veterinarian, or doing some kind of veterinary assistance type work or something like that. I would be interested in it if you could. I really don't know where to start with that.
Well, I definitely have some resources. I have a very good friend of mine that's interested in doing things like that, and she does a lot of temporary work placement. So we can definitely, I'll look into that for you just to kind of just get some ideas rounded up to see where we can go from here, kind of find you a source of income to kind of boost your morale a little bit. You mentioned your dogs and your animals. Were they with you before you moved?
No, I got them after I moved.
Okay.
It was one of those things that my wife really didn't like pets like that. But when I And Francis, I always grew up on a farm, so I always grew up with animals and stuff around. So she did not like those sorts of things. So I just realized that. So when she left, I was like, "Shoot, I'm gonna get into animals," and I loved it ever since. It's definitely something that I picked up after.
So I know that you were just recently diagnosed with the COPD and the arthritis and emphysema. Um, I know that you, of course, had to visit a physician for those treatments, but are you currently still keeping, following up with your primary care physician? Everything? Okay, because a lot of times, we have to ensure that our physical health is good, because sometimes that affects our mental health as well. Um, but definitely, I think, based off what you told me today, I think it'd be finding you some supplemental, income, something to kind of give you a reward in a sense for working. I think that would kind of help turn some of your situations about.
I definitely think so too. Yeah, I definitely do.
Because 25 years is a long time to commit to something. Yeah. You said that you were laid off from your job, correct? Was it like a bad layoff or just the company moving or?
It wasn't a bad layoff. It was just one of those things where the company did move and I just didn't. The position that they had, they kind of chose. They did choose. I mean, even though I was there for 25 years, another person beat me out, and that kind of hurt.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I gave 25 years of my life to these guys, and I came to. I mean, I know that the other guy that came in, he was a little bit younger, a little bit more quicker with it, but I knew the ins and outs, and so I just kind of felt rejected after that kind of came.
Yeah, so do you feel like you really healed from that, or do you feel like?
No chat. I'm still in the process of healing. Even though it's 3 months ago, it's still fresh.
Right.
When we talk about it, like, people knew that I love my job, and so to tell them that I'm unemployed, it hurts. It takes a real shot to the ego. And I feel like they're thinking that I'm lazy, and I know I'm not. It's just.
That's really interesting when you start bringing the way that you perceive people to view you. I feel like that's a very interesting part of the session today. So how do you feel? You said that you feel like people persuade you. You feel like people look at you as being lazy. How do you feel about yourself?
I don't think that I'm lazy. I think that again, they don't really understand the story. But when I personally think about myself, I think that if I was still in better health, I think I could do my job, and I still think I could do my job. Hands down, tied behind my back. I know the ins and outs. So it's not that I feel lazy. I just don't like going different places and saying, they ask what you do, and you kind of say, well, I'm currently unemployed, and they just kind of give you this look like, oh, yeah, okay, oh, yeah. So like, oh, I'm sorry to feel that. Like, it just bothers me. So,
you're receiving sympathy instead of empathy from a lot of people.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, I can understand where you're coming from with that. And even down to like the way you say you get the looks or you get the subtle responses from people. Because now in this day and age, like a lot of people just feel like, well, if you don't have a job, it's because you're not trying. Because there is so many people that are unemployed right now currently. But personal experience, and you can vouch for this now. Every story is different, and just because that's the perceived persona of what people think, you can definitely vouch and say that that's not always the case.
You're right about that. You're right.
Well, it was really, really good meeting with you today, Joseph.
Yeah.
I hope that I said something that you can take and kind of motivate you to keep going. But I definitely want to look into finding you job placement.
Okay.
You know, I think that if we find you some income,
Okay.
that a lot of the things that you're going through and experiencing,
Okay.
you know, will definitely kind of settle down and cease a little bit.
Okay.
And I definitely want you to. I know one of the chief complaints was the fact that you're irritable and you know kind of snappy with your sister and your brother-in-law. I want you to work on just kind of pacing yourself with your responses for them. Because I understand that right now it's a tough time for you. You're battling, and outwardly it's showing that you're battling with them. I know it's an adjustment for everybody. I know it's an adjustment for you. But hopefully with this job placement and finding you some income, I think a lot of the symptoms and things that you're going through will kind of slow down a little bit.
I can see that. Yeah, most definitely.
Because I definitely think that your behavior that you're showing right now is because of what you have going on internally.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yes, you're right.
Well, all right. Well, like I said, it was really good meeting with you today, and I look forward to meeting you next week, and I will have some of those job placement things in line for you. I'll write myself a note to go ahead and contact her so that when we come back, we already have a running start on it.
Sounds good.
For next session, I want you to bring your resume.
Okay.
And we'll look into your resume and see what's going on with that. And then we'll go further into, jotting down some likes and dislikes and things that you're looking for. Because even though we're looking, for part-time work or, temporary work, the likes and dislikes are still really important. Okay?
I definitely will. Well, thank you so much. I'm feeling a lot better.
Well, good.
After talking to
Good. Good. Well, thank you for coming in. I'll see you next time.
All right. So good afternoon.
Hello.
Well, I'm glad. First and foremost, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you took the time to come and see me today. So how are you feeling today? What brings you into counseling?
Well, as you may have known, my physician actually referred me here.
Okay, yes, I know.
Yeah. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I have two small children. One is 3 and one is 1.
Oh, wow.
And I was referred because of my recent physical examination. I've been saying that, or I've been noticing I have a lot of issues with like binging, where I eat a lot, like a couple times a week, and basically it's causing me to gain weight. I'm very ashamed of my weight and how I look physically, and it's just really, really been taking a toll on me. However, the more I think about it and the more I deal with it, the more binging I do. And I just can't seem to get a grasp on it.
So, again, thank you for sharing that with me. And I'm glad I'm glad that you're here binging. Now, when I hear that, the alarms sort of go off because, I don't know if you do know this, if your physician has told you this, but I want to tell you that a lot of times that sort of behavior is unhealthy. And so, when you say that you binge it, and you indicated that you said it's been, you said you do it twice a week. Is that what you said? Twice a week?
I normally have these episodes about twice a week. And it really doesn't help me because I work for a vending machine company. So basically I can eat whatever I want and it's okay with the company. So basically all the things that I crave, like the sweets and the chips and all that stuff, like it's readily available for me.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what do you actually binge off
of? Basically it's pretty much whatever I want. A lot of times I do crave the sweet stuff. A lot of times I do it in my car while I'm at work. That's normally the times that I do it. And it's normally around like something emotional that I'm going through. Like the other day I got reprimanded at work. So that really, really affected me. So of course, what did I do when I got in my car? I just stuck all the stuff that I could eat in my mouth at once. And like at that moment it was very satisfying, but I know it's only hurting me in the long run.
Yeah, it's good that you understand that this behavior is hurting you in the long run. A lot of times when people have these things that go on, it's hard for them to admit it. And so even you coming into here for me today and actually admitting to not only to me but to yourself that this has become a problem, I will say that that's awesome, and I commend you for doing that. Now you said you're binge eating. You said that you do it. You feel like it happens mostly when you're upset.
Normally when I'm upset,
Yeah.
but a little bit like I've always been overweight like my whole life from as young as I can remember. I've always been a big girl, always overweight, always battled with my weight and things like that. But it's just here lately, like my adult life, like the way I deal with things is just I eat, and like I said, during the time that I'm eating, like it does something to me. It kind of soothes me, but then after I do it, I have like such guilt about me doing it, and I just feel like I'm out of control when it comes to that. Like I have no sense of control over my eating habits.
So do you think that when you do binge, you said out of control, and what I'm thinking is do you binge eat because you said you always do it in a stressful situation. So you gave an example of you said you were at work and you got reprimanded, and so you went you took that, you internalized it, took on in order, and you started eating it, just binge eating and excessively. Do you think that if that's your way of taking control back over the situation, like even because at that particular point, yeah, you're upset, but you want to your way of controlling, so to say, and getting control of your emotions is eating.
Right.
But you say that you get out of control, so I'm wondering, is that sort of a way for you to take back control, so to say?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, like I said, it pacified me at that moment. Like my eating habits, I feel like it's what's really out of control, but everything else around me is kind of out of control. Like right now, my husband, he also just recently went back to school, so right now I'm the only like provider in my household.
I understand.
So it was me, my husband, and my two children, and I fear that they're gonna go without, or they're not gonna have what they need. So that's a lot of stress on me. So like even though I've learned that it's not healthy for me to eat the way I do, but I feel like that's my only relief. Like that's the only thing I can do, and it not harm nobody else. If that makes sense.
It does. And I want to let you know that you're not alone in this. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of things. What we call that, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, but that we call those sorts of things eating disorders. And binging is one of those things that we do that most people do when they want, when they feel out of control, sort of saying that they have no control over their lives, and they use food as a coping mechanism. And food is one of those things that it's nourishment for our bodies. We use it as fuel. And I love food, and so I definitely can understand, but you have to understand that I want you. I come from more of a cognitive behavioral approach, but also a little mixture of existential, where I believe that I want to be able to change the way that you're thinking about this because um, your way of coping with it, as you indicated to me, is unhealthy, and you know this it's unhealthy. So I want to be able to change your mindset on just the simple fact that if I think that by changing that irrational thought of, I have to eat, I have to gorge out and eat when I'm in these stressful situations, that's irrational. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean, that's negative thinking, and I don't want that to um, take control. And it seems like it's taking control over your life, which is causing you to be out of control. So, so I understand that all the things that are going on, and I can definitely sympathize with you. It's hard, it's tough going to school and trying to have a family and working full time and your husband and everything. I totally understand that. But
Like even with my husband, like here lately, like I just feel like we've been at odds, and I feel like him going back to school and me being my only provider is just like a big weight on my shoulder. Like I said, like when I get depressed or when I get sad, like I just want to eat. Like that's my way of relieving it.
I understand.
But I also know, like I'm terrified. I'm terrified of leaving my two children behind, and the reason being My mom, she died of like a massive heart attack
Oh wow.
when I was a teenager. And now I watch my dad have health complications because of his weight. Mm-hmm. And up until this point, like I've been pretty lucky to be pretty like healthy, even though I am overweight. You know, but I know my being overweight is partially my my fault. You know, like yeah, the genetics I take play into it because both of my parents were overweight, but at the same time, I know that my children need me, and if I don't do something or if I don't find a way to fix it, then they're gonna fall into my footsteps.
Well, you know what? I definitely understand where you're coming from. And you know, again, I am just amazed at how I'm glad that you understand that this is a problem.
Yeah, and, it is because, like, even with my children, like, their friends, they make fun of me, which, you know, causes them to feel some type of way because they have to worry about their friends, you know, talking about their mom being big and, you know, stuff like that. And by them being so young, they don't really understand, but I know it hurts them. Like, they can't be like, well, my mom is big because she chooses to be that way. You know, they just look at it, well, you know, I love my mom, but at the same time, my friends are saying this about them. So, yeah.
So, I did want to back up a little bit because I'm trying to paint this picture of how this binge eating behavior began. You said that as a kid that you were overweight and that bothered you a lot. Were you binge eating back in the day, back during those times, or when did this sort of start?
Well, a lot of times we didn't really have a whole lot, so I didn't do a whole bunch of binge eating per se, but I grew up in a household where we weren't fortunate to have, you know, healthy items and, you know, because, you know, we were considered the lower economic, you know, status type of family. So basically I ate what they cooked, I ate what we had. So it wasn't healthy choices. I don't really think I binge ate as much. I just more or less ate what tasted good. I ate what mama cooked or ate what daddy had or, you know, what I could find in the house. You know, stuff like that. Or when there was an issue or we would have a little bit of money, then we would go out and get fast food, which isn't healthy either.
I understand.
So I wouldn't really say I binge ate back in the day. It was just the choices weren't always the healthy.
Yeah. Well, I can definitely understand all of the things that you told me today. So I hear that what I'm hearing and what I'm gathering is that you are very concerned about this. You are ready to make a change. You're ready to, you know, and again, you understand that, you know, again, this is just my existentialness coming out that, you know, life, we have choices and we are governed by those choices. And so, you know, when we choose to do this sort of behavior, we have to face the consequences of that behavior. So, I'm glad that you're understanding that this is your choice, that you don't have, you know, and I'm here to tell you, that you don't have to end up like your mother. You don't have to end up like your father because the change, it starts today. And I really want, and I'm really hoping that we can start this journey together on getting you better coping strategies for when you feel stressed out. What I would love to do is I will next time that I come back, the next session, I will have a list of support groups that you could go to. I'd still want you to come and see me, but I do think that by going to some seminars, some support groups, and um, uh, uh, some seminars on how to properly, you know, how to eat healthier, I honestly think that will help. And also, too, when you're eating, um, when you're looking at better coping strategies as well, understanding that there's other outlets that you can use as far as exercise. I mean, exercise is one of those things, even for me, that I get. So exercising when you feel stressed or when things are just overwhelmed, or I mean, using a healthier outlet instead of, you know, the latter, which is consuming mounds and mounds of food. But I'm very hopeful about this. I think that we can definitely attack this thing. I'm just so happy that you were able to talk to me about it. I know that you've stated that it was kind of hard for you because of in the past because it's something that you're you know, it's embarrassment. It's a form of embarrassment. But I'm here to tell you that you being open and honest with me today, that's the first step, and we will take this journey together. But again, this is a joint effort. It's got to be something that you want to do. I mean, I'm here to help you, but this is ultimately your decision whether or not you really want to change. It's your choice, and I'm here to help you and guide you through that choice. But would you? I mean, I hope that you be willing to. Like I said, next time, what I want you to do next time also is a bit of a homework assignment. So it's saying about the practice homework, but I believe that homework will make you more accountable. And this is on the same because we're serious about this thing. So one thing that I want you to start doing is when you start to feel anxious and you start to feel these sorts of things, um, begin to channel that, or what I want to say is either you can channel that as into maybe when you're feeling hungry or you feel like you're stressed out, maybe go out for a walk. So just kind of replacing that feelings of that craving to eat with something else. Maybe going to go walk, or maybe grabbing an apple or something. But I really want us to really, and also to making a list of the foods that you crave. I know you said sweets, but give me a list of what foods that you actually crave when you're stressed out, and so you can bring that list in, and so we can talk about it. And again, I will have that support, the list of all the different support groups that is a little, many of them in the area that we could check out.
Okay.
But I'm very hopeful, and again, I know that that this is something that we can do together. Um, and I'm very excited and looking forward to it. Is there any other questions that you may have? I know we're kind of wrapping up this session. And today was just, again, we're just kind of, we went over the Black, of course, recap from last week. We went over the statement, the personal statement, and some disclosure statement. So today I just kind of wanted to do an intake to see what's going on with you. Just hear the initial problem from your mouth. Of course, I had a case notes and everything, but I want to hear from you. So I'm excited. I'm happy. Next session is going to be awesome. It's going to be work, but we can do this.
Okay.
Really,
I look forward to it.
I look forward to it too. So, is there any other questions?
No, I think that's all.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck. And as we continue this journey, like I said, we are going to do this thing together, and I'm truly excited.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.